Sesquicentennial celebration of Massena, New York, and the 50th anniversary of Alcoa's Massena Works. Aluminum Company of America is pleased to present this film to the people of Massena as a record of the historic occasion. But first, let's see the story from the beginning.
Yes, sir, there's plenty of excitement in Massena today. Never saw so many people in town before. People from Cornwall, from Colton, Potsdam, and Ogdensburg. People from all over who've come to see the big celebration of Massena's 150th anniversary. People are everywhere today, overflowing sidewalks, crowding into stores and parks, filled with anticipation and excitement. There are familiar faces here, too. There's Mrs. Ella Leahy, town historian. Mrs. Mary Smith, Union Secretary. John Cook from the Mohawk tribe. And Miss May Richmeyer, who's receiving an award from Commander White of the Veterans of Foreign Wars for her fine service in teaching Americanism to Massena's school children.
Thank you very much for the great honor you have bestowed upon me today. I hope I am worthy. An explanation of this event is well explained in that famous poem entitled "The Meaning of America" by Robert McElroy, when he said, "I believe in America because she thinks in terms of justice, not of gain, and holds her noble heritage the right of all." Thank you.
And here at his familiar corner is Dr. Newton, one of our town's leading citizens. Let's ask Doc to tell us something about this celebration.
The town of Massena has been established here for 150 years. The Aluminum Company of America has been located here for 50 years. This is a joint celebration.
150 years. That's a long time ago. No buildings on Main Street then. No Main Street. But it wasn't long before a sawmill was built along the Grass River. Later, farmers began to cultivate the fertile St. Lawrence Valley. A park and picnic ground are all that remain of the once famous mineral springs, which drew visitors from all over the world 100 years ago. But water power was the real reason for Massena's beginning. A canal which tapped the water power resources of the mighty St. Lawrence was completed on Massena's 100th anniversary, and the town began to forge ahead as an industrial community. A powerhouse was built on the canal by the St. Lawrence Power Company, and the power to produce aluminum was available a year after the canal was completed. But let's go over to the plant where Massena men are on the job and talk to Bob Danforth, one of the first employees at Alcoa's Massena Works.
There are not many people around here now who remember the early days here at the plant. Only a few people were working, and the operation was pretty small compared to that of today.
Yes, it's a much different plant today. And a much different town, too. Massenans of even 50 years ago would be amazed at the difference. Today, Massena has a shopping center complete with all the conveniences of modern living. There are well-stocked department stores, drugstores, restaurants, theaters, banks and business places, filling stations and garages. Everything, in fact, that people need for easy, comfortable living. The one-room schoolhouse is a thing of the past. Today, Massena has modern schools and well-trained teachers. There are supervised playgrounds for our children. And places of recreation for our young people and adults. We have a fine new hospital, modern firefighting equipment, and an airport which links Massena to all points of the compass. Yet a reminder of the past is here, in the form of our old churches, and our spacious old houses, blending modern way of life. But today, all our citizens enjoy a way of life their ancestors never even dreamed of. And that's why we're having this celebration, which begins with
Town meeting tonight! Town meeting tonight from Massena, New York! Ladies and gentlemen, for almost a year now, all of us here in Massena have been working and planning for the celebration, which begins tonight with the national broadcast of Town Meeting of the Air. Unfortunately, about 2 hours ago, a violent wind and rainstorm struck this area, disrupting electric power for both lighting and communications. However, in spite of this severe handicap, emergency measures have been taken to obtain a telephone line for relaying the broadcast to the nationwide network of the American Broadcasting Company. It is fitting that the celebration of this 150th anniversary of the town of Massena and the 50th anniversary of Alcoa's plant here should be opened by such a distinguished program as Town Meeting of the Air.
In spite of these difficulties, the first event was a success. A bad storm, of course, is unwelcome at any time, particularly during a celebration. In some places, damage is heavy, but fortunately, no lives are lost. The damage is partly repaired, and the celebration continues with the Historical Society luncheon, where many of our people are having their first hot meal 48 hours after the storm. Some come to eat, some to be seen, and some to be heard.
Massena is taking note of an important date in St. Lawrence County history.
But speeches aren't always the biggest part of an anniversary. There's something to suit every taste. Locomotives for little boys, and new cars for the big boys. Many people are helping to make this celebration a success. United States Armed Forces are represented by General Crittenberger, General Johnson, and Admiral Austin. General Charles Folks is here representing the Canadian government.
I would again like to thank you for this opportunity of meeting with you on this 150th anniversary.
The President of France sends greetings in both French and English through Pierre Pelletier, Secretary to the French Embassy.
Monsieur le maire, en ce jour du 150e anniversaire de Massena, je suis particulièrement heureux de saluer en même temps que la mémoire d'un de nos plus grands soldats, cette ville qui porte son nom et que tant de liens unissent à mon pays. I thank you for the generous thought you had of associating France to this anniversary celebration.
People from all over the North Country join in our festivities. Big chiefs from the Mohawk tribe. And little chiefs. There are folk dances representing many different nations. And later, a block dance sponsored by the Aluminum and Office Workers Unions. Historic exhibits fill the windows of Massena's merchants. The heirlooms of many of our families have been dusted off for public display. At Alcoa Field, our people see many different kinds of military equipment. Here also is the gleaming LeSabre, General Motors' famous experimental car. and a Pratt & Whitney aircraft engine. And there is a wide variety of exhibits from the Aluminum Company of America. Everybody takes pictures. The night sky is set ablaze. For the younger generation, this is a gay and exciting event, with lots to see and do and plenty to eat. The older folks seem to be enjoying it too. Everybody loves a parade. The music of the bands, the flashing uniforms of the marching men, the excitement of the crowds appeal to everyone, young and old alike. Never has there been a more colorful parade in Massena's entire history. There are all kinds of automobiles of every vintage and of every size. Floats and exhibits representing clubs, lodges, civic groups, and business organizations. Canadian Mounted Police are in the line of march. Also from across the border, the Royal Canadian Air Force Band and the Canadian Air Cadets. The fire engines of today and yesterday. The United States Air Force Drum and Bugle Corps represents our own armed forces. This has been a very successful birthday party because everybody planned it together. We've had a good time. We've seen what changes have been made in our town. What a better life the changing years have brought us. And by working and planning together, Massena's citizens can look forward to even greater progress in the future.